of life pay rich tributes to valiant martyrs of liberation war at Savar National Memorial. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman pays tribute at graves of Shahid President Zia Rahman and former Prime Minister Begum Khaleda Zia. Grand military parade marks Independence and National Day. A spectacular parade and fly past were held at the National Parade Ground, enjoyed by the President and the Prime Minister. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman paid a courtesy call on President Mohammad Shahabuddin at Bongo Bhavan. State reception held at Bongo Bhavan marking the great Independence and National Day. Bangladesh will emerge as a democratic and prosperous country soon under leadership of Prime Minister, says LGRD Minister. "26 dead bodies have been recovered, 23 bodies handed over to their family members, 2 probe bodies formed." 6 countries including Bangladesh will get security clearance in Hormuz. Iran proposes talks on US draft ceasefire resolution. Venue might be Pakistan or Turkey. And Bangladesh suffers a crushing 3-0 defeat against Vietnam in international friendly football match. Assalamu alaikum. This is Tuli Komolika Das welcoming you all to News at 10. You have just heard the highlights. Now let's move on to the details. The nation is celebrating the 56th Independence and National Day today in a befitting manner. The most proud day of the Bengali nation, the day to break the chains of subjugation and stand upright. On this day in 1971, the message of the formation of an independent state reached the world by breaking the chains of long subjugation. On the occasion of the day, government, semi-government, autonomous and non-governmental organizations and political and cultural organizations are holding various programs across the country. On this day, in 1971, the Armed Liberation War officially began. On March 26, the Pakistani army started the massacre in the first hour. Then, in a 9-month life and death struggle against the indiscriminate killings, destruction and atrocities of the Pakistani invading forces, the emergence of independent Bangladesh occurred at the cost of the sacrifice of 3 million martyrs. Today, the entire nation remembers with reverence the martyrs who devoted themselves for the country. As a result of the successful outcome of the long 9-month bloody and desperate war, the sovereign independent state of Bangladesh emerged on the world map. President Mohammad Shahabuddin and Prime Minister Tariq Rahman paid rich tributes to the martyrs of the War of Liberation on the occasion of the Independence Day. They paid rich tributes by placing wreaths at the National Memorial in Savar this morning. After placing wreaths, the President and the Prime Minister stood in solemn silence for some time as a mark of respect to the memories of the martyrs of the Great War of Liberation in 1971. A smartly turned out contingent drawn from 3 services presented a state salute when Buggles played the last post. Chief Justice, Deputy Speaker, Ministers, Advisors. Chief Justice, Deputy Speaker, Ministers, Advisors, Cabinet Secretary, Chiefs of 3 services, freedom fighters, diplomats, political leaders and high civil and military officials were present. Flanked by senior leaders of the party, Prime Minister Tariq Rahman, also Bangladesh Nationalist Party BNP chairman, placed wreath at the National Memorial on behalf of the party. The Prime Minister also placed wreath at the National Memorial on behalf of his cabinet. A special prayer was offered seeking eternal peace and of departed souls of the martyrs of the War of Liberation. Later, the Prime Minister exchanged greetings and inquired about the well-being of the war-wounded freedom fighters and others. Later, President Mohammad Shahabuddin and Prime Minister Tariq Rahman signed the visitors' book kept at the National Memorial. March 26 is the day to stand tall with pride by breaking the chains of subjugation. After the President and the Prime Minister paid their tributes, Deputy Speaker Barrister Kaisar Kamal laid a wreath at the altar of the National Martyrs Memorial on behalf of the Speaker of the National Parliament. Then tributes were paid at the altar by the Chief Justice and leaders of the main opposition party in the National Parliament, Jamaat-e-Islami Bangladesh, along with its allied parties. Members of martyred families, injured freedom fighters and members of foreign diplomatic missions in Bangladesh also paid their respects. After the state programs, people from all walks of life, including various political parties, gathered at the National Memorial to pay tribute. On this day of breaking the chains of subjugation, leaders of the BNP, along with Mohila Dol, Chhatro Dol, Jubo Dol and Shetchashebok Dol, paid tribute at the altar with deep gratitude to the heroic martyrs. Speaking to the journalists after paying tribute, BNP Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir spoke about the government's commitment to building a happy and prosperous Bangladesh. After paying tribute, opposition leader in Parliament Shafiqur Rahman spoke about building a discrimination-free Bangladesh. Tributes were also paid on behalf of University of Dhaka and various other public and private educational institutions. Even people with paralysis took part in this procession of tribute. In addition, leaders of various social, cultural and professional organizations paid tribute to the heroic martyrs who sacrificed their lives in the Great Liberation War. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman paid rich tributes to his parents, Shahid President Zia Rahman and former Prime Minister Begum Khalida Zia on the occasion of the 56th Independence and National Day. The Premier paid homage to his parents by placing wreaths at their graves at Zia Udyan in the city's Sheri Bangla Nagar this morning. Later, flanked by cabinet members and senior BNP leaders, Tariq Rahman, also the chairman of BNP, placed 2 other wreaths at the graves of Shahid President Zia Rahman and former Prime Minister Begum Khalida Zia on behalf of the cabinet and his party. After placing the wreaths, Fatiha and special prayer were offered to the Almighty Allah for eternal peace for the departed souls of Shahid President Zia Rahman. The proclaimer of the country's independence, Begum Khalida Zia and Arafat Rahman Koko. Prayer was also offered seeking forgiveness for the martyrs of the 1971 Liberation War, All Democratic Movement and 2024 July Uprising. The prayer also sought welfare for the country and success for the present government under the leadership of Prime Minister Tariq Rahman. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman witnessed the Independence and National Day parade while President Mohammad Shahabuddin took the salute and inspected the parade as the chief guest. The parade was held at the National Parade Ground in the capital, marking the 56th Independence and National Day today. President Mohammad Shahabuddin, accompanied by Major General S.M. Asadul Haq, the parade commander, and also GOC of 9th Infantry Division and area commander of Shawar area, riding in an open jeep, inspected the parade and took the salute. Muktijuddho Shangshod, Bangladesh Army, Navy, Air Force, Police, Coast Guard, Ansar and VDP, Border Guard, Bangladesh BGB, Bangladesh National Cadet Corps, BNCC, Bangladesh Jail and combined female contingents participated in the parade. President Mohammad Shahabuddin and Prime Minister Tariq Rahman also witnessed the attractive flag-bearing skydive, armory acquisitions of different regiments and contingents of the armed forces, spectacular flight past and aerobatic display. Prime Minister's daughter, Barrister Zia Udyan, also witnessed the parade and the displays. Before departing from the ground, the President and the Prime Minister exchanged pleasantries with the commanders of the contingents who took part in the parade. Earlier on his arrival at the parade ground, the Prime Minister was escorted by a ceremonial motorcade of military police while advancing towards the saluting dais. Liberation War Affairs Minister Ahmed Azam Khan, State Minister Ishraq Hussain, Prime Minister's Defence Advisor Brigadier General Retired Dr. A.K.M. Shamsul Islam, Chiefs of the three services, Principal Staff Officer of the Armed Forces Division and Liberation War Affairs Secretary received the Prime Minister. Then the Premier, along with other officials, received the President on the parade ground. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman paid a courtesy call on President Mohammad Shahabuddin at Bongo Bhavan this evening. This was their first meeting at Bongo Bhavan since assuming the office of Prime Minister. On arrival at Bongo Bhavan, President Mohammad Shahabuddin and his wife Dr. Rebecca Sultana welcomed Prime Minister Tariq Rahman and his daughter Barrister Zia Udyan with flowers. During the meeting, they exchanged greetings and discussed the Independence Day program. Deputy Speaker and senior officials from the offices of the President and the Prime Minister were present during the meeting. A state reception was hosted at Bongo Bhavan this afternoon, marking the Independence and National Day. President Mohammad Shahabuddin exchanged greetings with war-wounded freedom fighters, family members of Bir Shreshto, and the invited guests at the function. Chief Justice, Ministers, Deputy Speaker, advisors, judges, chiefs of different commissions, Cabinet Secretary, chiefs of three services, ambassadors and high commissioners of different countries, senior political leaders, high civil and military officials, and distinguished citizens attended the function. Armed Forces and Ansar and VDP bands also played instrumental music. BNP Secretary General and Minister for Local Government, Rural Development and Cooperatives, Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir, said that the people of the country have confidence in Prime Minister Tariq Rahman, and under his leadership, Bangladesh will certainly become a democratic, happy and prosperous country. He said this today after paying tribute at the graves of Shahid President Zia Rahman and former Prime Minister Khaleda Zia at Zia Udyan in the capital, marking the great Independence and National Day. After forming the government, Prime Minister Tariq Rahman has engaged in building the country with new ideas and has organized the people. Within just 1 month under his leadership, Bangladesh has moved forward significantly. Later on the occasion of the Great Independence and National Day, Deputy Speaker Barrister Kaisar Kamal also paid tribute at the graves of Shahid President
have